Yeah. Yeah, she's still hanging out up there. Or we could do that one. I wore that shirt. We'll talk about that. We'll talk about that.
That's awesome.
Yeah. Got that one. Go with classic. And how about some fire noise?
What is going on, everybody? What is going on? Welcome to this week's episode 236 of the STS Guys. I am Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And we are the STS Guys, a weekly podcast where we sit around, shoot the shit, and talk about anything geeky, nerdy, and cool. What is going on this week, Larry?
Well, it's just me and Jeremy. Scott's out sick. Mike, I think Mike's got to work tomorrow morning, unfortunately. So it's like midnight his time or really close to it. So he's going to have an early night. So I don't blame him.
Good old time change. Like I said, it threw me through a loop. I'm like, man.
Yeah,
I really miss that hour. I'm like, that's the one thing I miss about Arizona, because I didn't have to worry about that shit. It really throws you through a loop when you have to deal with it. I'm like, and I don't like it.
No, I agree. Daylight savings time is the worst because it's 8:00 here, where we had been where we had been going live at 9:00 my time. It did get me this week though. I've got it was an 8:45 meeting every day. It moved to 7:45, right? Because it was set up by somebody not in Arizona that I totally missed on Monday morning. So oops. Like, that hasn't happened in a while. I'm used to because when I was Arizona based, everybody just adapted to what Arizona did. Yeah. It was nice and it was easy, but whatever.
But so when you're the one special guy out, I said, who doesn't change time.
It's hard, and I totally messed up. But oh well. Ed is in the house. What's up, Ed? Thank you for stopping by. It's gonna be a good time. Well, we'll save this one for Ed. It's been a week.
It's been a week.
It has been a week.
It has been a week. Interesting. Yeah, I was just scrolling through our drops to see what we had. We've got a couple on here. That might come in handy in a minute. But how you doing, Jeremy? Did you do anything good this week? Anything interesting? Buy anything?
Did I buy anything? I'm trying to remember if I bought anything. I pre-ordered a couple things
oh cool,
like Hot Toys, right? Just because it's been how long since Spider-Man No Way Home came out? So with that,
almost a year.
Yeah, over a year because
Spider-Verse. You mean Spider-Verse?
No,
No Way Home.
No Way Home. So I've been trying to complete my my No Way Home Hot Toy collection.
Cool.
Like I said, there's some figures that I pre-ordered a long time ago that they still haven't been released, right? But there was one figure that they had to get a little tricky with. I said in order to get it to get it out there. I'm trying to pull it up right now. Give me 1 second.
Yeah, that's cool. It was December 2021.
December 2021.
Yeah.
So this figure, I said I'm gonna screen share real quick.
Yeah. I got it.
So you have the 3 Spider-Mans, right? So you have the Tobey Maguire one, you have the Andrew Garfield one, and then you have the Tom Holland one. So this was the last one to drop. However,
that's cool.
I said there's been weird licensing issues, I said, with this one. So they had to get a little creative, I said, with basically how they release this figure. So you would think, right? Right. So this is a Spider-Man No Way Home figure. No. What they actually did was they put it, I said they didn't have the license for Andrew Garfield's likeness for Spider-Man No Way Home, but they did have the likeness for Amazing Spider-Man 2. So they basically updated this head sculpt and issued it for the Amazing Spider-Man 2.
Yeah. Okay.
So they basically did some type of legal loophole. I said they basically said be able to actually get this figure to release.
Interesting.
So I said they finally dropped this pre-order. I've been waiting for this one because I'm like I've had the Toby one on pre-order for a while. I already have the Tom Holland one. They already released that one.
Okay, cool.
So this was the last one I needed to complete that. I said to complete that collection, and I'm like,
that's
everyone's been waiting for it. Like everybody's been waiting for this. Like, and apparently, I said it's not just a Hot Toys issue. There's like Tamashii Nations and like Bandai. They had a figure too that where they had pre-sold basically said all their allotment, and then they had to refund everybody because like, oops, just kidding, we can't release this figure because we actually never got licensing. I said from Andrew Garfield for his likeness.
Yeah.
So they had to cancel everyone's pre-orders for the Bandai.
Oops.
But luckily, Hot Toys had something in their back pocket to where they still had the Amazing Spider-Man 2 license, and sneakily did it that way.
That's crazy. Yeah, right. Like you said, it's probably the license they've had for 5-6 years or whatever it's been since that movie came out,
and it gets better.
Forever.
It gets better. Okay. So this is like I said. So they had the Amazing Spider-Man 2 figure with the other head to release under that. But then, so originally, I said it was going to come with a deluxe base, but because I said the Amazing Spider-Man 2 didn't have the lizard in it, they actually created a separate diorama base that you can buy separately that has the lizard that is labeled for Amazing for Spider-Man No Way Home. So, it is like
that's crazy.
So many like legal like hey, what can we do to basically try to finagle a way to be able to actually do this? Spider-Man sold separately. But so they released the this is the first. They released the diorama base separately than the figure.
Yeah, that's weird. I mean, it's cool. I'm glad they were able to find a way to make it work because like the figure looks great and that lizard diorama base thing is pretty legit too. Yeah. So that's awesome. It would be cool that you'll be able to have all three Spider-Man together. That'll make a good shelf.
I'm gonna do like I said a pose up shelf. I said with all of them. So
that'll be like your main shelf. That's pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think we need one of these.
That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That's hot. That was hot. That's hot. That is really hot.
So hot.
Oh, that actually reminds me as well. Shout out to this guy. I'm trying to find his Instagram. Instagram, where's? Shout out to this guy. I actually found this guy randomly on Instagram. I have no idea why I was following him. I said at all. Have no clue.
It happens.
It happens. Like I said, I think I just liked. Like I said his art one day, but he actually makes like custom. Oh crap! He actually makes like custom like art. So I actually commissioned him to make a Hot Toy sign.
Oh, very cool.
So he's actually
that's awesome.
He's actually going to make me an LED backlit, like I said Hot Toy sign.
Oh, very cool. Because that middle one, like he's got like football logos and like a boo and from Mario, he's got DC. And then that one on the left, that giant Dragon Ball Z guy thing that he made. Yeah, that's pretty cool. There's a lit up Mario one on the bottom. Yeah. That'll be cool. Yeah, perfect. So, dude. Yeah, that's what you need.
So I'm really
What's this guy's name?
This is Hanging Up Art. It's on Instagram. So so definitely check out this guy. Like really, really cool pieces. So so I can't wait to get this in. So I should have this done like in the next the 3 weeks. But like he makes like I said all kinds of different pieces. So like here's I don't know, I'll go to my stupid Instagram. But
it's dumb that it won't let you do that.
It's super dumb.
Web, right? Because they don't even care. Like they don't care because nobody's really looking at Instagram.
No one looks at Instagram on the web, right?
No.
But no, so this guy is super cool. But
nice, very cool. We'll have to share that when it shows up. That'll be pretty cool.
So that's what I bought. I haven't bought anything else. And then got all my stuff sorted for Dallas Fan Expo.
They
just announced Zachary Levi is coming to Dallas Fan Expo now. Like
I saw that. I saw that. That movie came out this week, didn't
Yeah.
it? Shazam 2?
I have no desire
Yeah.
to see it.
I mean, I'll watch it when it hits HBO
I'll watch it
Max or something, but yeah, I have no interest in the
Well, I
theaters or
have
going
no
out of my
desire.
way.
for two different reasons. Reason number A, I really don't care about any of the DC stuff just because like it's all been the
Until it officially gets rebooted or whatever.
yeah, until it
like,
officially rebooted, and even then, I'm like, I still don't have like I said, a whole ton of hope for it.
no.
But then, secondly, as well, like this Shazam movie, they basically just made up the entire story. So it's not based on the comics,
I
not
saw
based on
that.
anything else. It's literally just made up the story just for the movie. Which
Yeah, I saw
I
that.
don't know how I
That's
feel about
interesting.
that. Like I said, part of me like it's like he's like, hey, that's cool. If you didn't have like say a whole like like I said, many decades of archives of stories to draw from, you basically it's
Yeah.
like, hey, all that's crap.
Yeah.
I can't do anything else. So hey, let me make up my own story. Like so, I'm like, I don't know how I feel about it. I think I don't like it.
That's exactly what I was thinking. Like I had heard that, right? Like the villains or whatever, they don't exist in the comic books, and they're like a brand new original story, no spoilers, nobody knows what to expect. I'm like, oh, first thought was okay, cool, but then yeah, like Shazam's been around for decades. Like you couldn't find one good storyline
Exactly.
that universally accepted. Like, hey, this is great. This would be a good movie, and you had to come up with something on your own. Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I get the idea of trying something different, but I would be shocked if it pays off.
Yeah, it's just I'm like, I don't know. As soon as
It'll
they
be a
said
good
that,
freebie.
I'm like, it'll be yeah. Like I said, once
Yeah,
it hits
good
HBO
freebie.
Max, like I said, I will
Yeah.
definitely watch it. But yeah, it's just I'm not rushing out to the theater to see it.
No, very, very low expectations. So, and doesn't have like Gal Gadot Wonder Woman in it and stuff too. I saw.
Yeah.
I mean, at least briefly. Like, that's the part that to me feels really weird. Is that it's the DC universe thing is in such limbo. It's like I don't really want to see stuff that's sort of connected to the old stuff that doesn't even matter anymore.
Yeah,
It's just a weird spot.
Yeah, it's just no desire to see it, but like I said, we'll see. Like
yeah. Well, instead of going to see Shazam last night, I went and saw Taylor Swift.
What? You went and saw Tay Tay?
Yeah, hold on.
Oh, 22.
That's the only Taylor Swift drop we have left from the Taylor Swift episode. Taylor Swift's Eras Tour. We've talked about it a couple times. It kicked off in Glendale, Arizona. Or should I say Swift City last night?
Swift City. Was that the official? Is that the official name? Swift City.
That's what the horrible leaders of Glendale decided to change the name for 2 days to Swift City. Whatever. But yeah, it was a good time, man. Like she played for 3 hours and 15 minutes, 44 songs. It was the longest like headliner I've ever seen. It was ridiculous. But she played I mean, she's got so many like hits, but I feel like she played most of the songs that I would expect her to play. It was good, man. Like I've never been to a Taylor Swift concert, so I had no idea what to expect. She's released 4 albums, I guess, since her last tour. Right, Lover, Evermore, Folklore, and then the Midnight's one that just came out. So she had a ton of songs she never played live, but it was the first. Right, it was the first tour. Or first stop on the tour, so we were the ones who got to hear those songs first. She's in Glendale again tonight, probably going on right about now. And yeah, it was just cool to be there. 70,000 people filled the Cardinals Stadium.
That is
football
still
stadium.
crazy for a concert. Like I said, like I know we were chatting. I said a little bit about this before the episode, but like I said, it's crazy because I've seen concerts like I said in arenas before, like in like football arenas and stuff before, where they said it's still decent to see concerts, but they'll section off like I said a section of the arena just because like it's going to be blocked because I said they're going to have the stage set up a specific way, this, that, and the other.
Yep.
But to have basically the full stadium filled for a concert, that is insane. That is absolutely insane.
And they literally crammed as many people in there as they could. There were the sections that were kind of like I almost want to say behind the stage on the upper deck. There were people sitting there. The floor right, which normally wouldn't have anybody in it for a football game. The floor was packed. It was nuts, man. I saw some pictures on like Instagram or Twitter or something that somebody had taken from like the 400 level, right, the upper deck, from their view of the stage. Like you couldn't even see Taylor Swift. She was like, literally ant size because you're so far away. Yeah, yeah. I mean, like to her benefit, like right there, the stage had this giant screen, like sideline to sideline, of the football stadium.
I saw your wife went live, like I said on.
She did. Yeah.
I said on Facebook. So I was tuning into a couple of those videos. I said, well, like that screen was huge. It was super high definition too.
It was
high definition.
It was like I appreciate that kind of stuff. It was cool, man. It was this huge screen. All right, she had different sets. Of course, there were a million costume changes. But for over 3 hours, like she was going nonstop. Like maybe a 2 or 3 minute break to change clothes and get a drink of water, but like it just didn't stop. About 2 hours. About 2 hours into the concert, right? Because it's her Eras tour, so she was going through her entire catalog, right? She's playing songs from her first album, all the way through her now 10th album. About 2 hours in, I'm like, there's still like 3 albums to go. I'm like, she hasn't played anything off the new album. I'm like, she hasn't played anything off 1989, and I think it was Folklore. I'm just like, there's like 3 albums left. Like, how long is this concert going to be? And it ended up being just over 3 hours. It's crazy. Then whispered down to the State Farm Stadium parking lot because it took us another hour to get out of there. So I didn't get home until 2 a.m. It was a long night.
All right, so I curious, right? I said just because I had this week. I think we were talking about this the other day. I was saying when I purchased those Metallica tickets, right? Because they were going to charge like $300 for a friggin' parking spot. So like what was parking like? Like I said with old Taylor Swift. Like, did you get gouged on parking, or did you?
No,
did you get?
It was $30. Reasonable. I mean,
that's not bad.
It's not bad. I feel like Phoenix prices, like Arizona, tends to be a little bit cheaper than some places I've been, because I feel even like downtown San Diego at the hotels and stuff, you're paying like $50 for valet, and so like $30. It's not that bad. Yeah. It's pretty reasonable. It took forever to get into the parking lot. Like that was a nightmare, of course. It's harder to get out than in, but it was fairly reasonable. The crowd was interesting. Like I wore my I'll see if it's on here. I wore my custom sticker mule STS Guys Taylor Swift shirt that I made a while ago. This one with the STS Guys sticker on the guitar, and like I thought I was clever, right? I'm like, hey, I got a one of a kind T-shirt, but no, Swifties show up hard, man. Like those girls went all out for their outfits and like costumes. It reminded me very much of a Comic-Con. Like it was like literally 75% of the people like went in some type of planning into their outfit. It was kind of cool, right? They were in the same way like that we get excited about Comic-Con, like everybody's like super excited to be there, and just like to be in a venue like that's so big and have 70,000 people singing along to songs. It's pretty cool, man. There is something to be said like about the smaller venues too. Like I was thinking about this, right? This is clearly the biggest concert like I've ever been to. It like you said, I've been to like, I don't think I've ever been to anything at a football stadium. I've been to a few at the Suns. Mm-hmm. All right, so the basketball arena, which is significantly smaller. That's probably about it. Maybe the Coyotes, our hockey arena, again, significantly smaller than the football stadium. But this place was huge, and like it was cool. But like there's still something to be said about going to like the crappy bar where there's 20 people there to see a band you really like, and like it's a lot more intimate than we had really good seats. I was probably like we were like the we were section B on the floor, so maybe like 13 rows back and like 13 rows from the stage. Like it really wasn't, we were pretty close, but like just the sheer amount of people just walking around. Again, it felt like Comic-Con, walking around by the concession stands. The merch lines were insanely long.
I was going to say, how
It
were
was
the
just
old
Comic-Con,
concession and merch prices? I said,
$45 for a t-shirt.
ooh, ouch.
Yeah, I feel like that's pretty standard now, though. Like that's
$45.
that's just what t-shirts cost now, unfortunately. But it's very much a ripoff for just just a t-shirt.
Well, you
So,
still had to go on, right? Like
I didn't. No,
you didn't?
I didn't. We chose not to wait because like literally the line was that long. I'm like, and okay, so twofold. You could buy all the same merch, on her website.
Oh.
So it was
easy enough.
We chose not to. I was maybe going to buy a shirt today because we got a code. Like after we left, we got an email saying, "Hey, save 15% off your order for the next 24 hours." So I think my wife bought something. The black T-shirt they did not have in stock in my size, so I might get one. I might not. I feel like my STS Guys Taylor Swift shirt is a lot more my style. Like I don't think I like the official concert T-shirt. Like as much as I appreciate Taylor Swift, I'm more like closet fan than like, hey, look at me, I went to the concert. I can wear this one ironically and be okay. It's like I don't feel like I'd wear the other one like out very often. So for $45, like it wasn't worth. Yeah, it was debatable whether or not.
I get it. Well, I'm like I said, there's like I said, it's a mix, right? Like I said, between like I said, big venues and small venues. So I said big venues. I said they offer some cool stuff. Like I said, honestly, it probably had to be nice. Like I said too. Like I said, at least, I said, luckily, right? I said it's at least the weather's still nice right now. But like I said, luckily it was still indoors, right?
It was,
so like,
and the roof was closed because the Cardinals roof does retract, but the roof was closed.
So that was like the one thing, right? So when we're going to Metallica, and I said it's in August, and I said luckily though, like I said, it's at the Cowboy Stadium. I said, which is like I said, nice and closed and air conditioned. I'm like, it's perfect. I'm like, right. That's absolutely. But then you bring up venue sizes. Joe Rogan actually just opened up a comedy club here in Austin.
Oh, cool.
Which is really cool just because now, right? Like I said, what people are, because I said, since he records this podcast here, you pretty much know who's all going to be at the comedy club based upon basically who's on this podcast. Like, it's fantastic, but it's such a small club. Like it is tiny. So like, I know you've been to Phoenix Improv. I said it before, right?
Yeah.
It's half the size. Yeah. It's half the size of that.
Okay. Yeah.
But but it's half the size of that has like Dave Chappelle. Like I said, Dave Chappelle was there the other night. And I said Joe Rogan's doing his show tonight. Bert Kreischer, I said, was there. I said the other night. Like all these big name comics are in the super, super tiny club. The tickets, like I've never seen. I said it reminded me of trying to basically get like Funko tickets. I said to buy like tickets to any show. I said at this place, like I said, it sells out like in a second. Like
it's crazy. Well, those are top, right? Those are highly popular comedians and stuff in a small venue. Yeah, it's gonna go fast. But it's interesting. I mean, I guess he wanted to keep it small because he clearly could have done something bigger. Because I mean, we talked about that a couple weeks ago or months ago. Like a lot of the venues in Austin kind of shut down because of COVID. So you think he could have found something maybe bigger if he wanted to, but he probably wanted to keep it small, keep it in demand and selling.
I actually appreciate it though, just because I like the vibe of the place.
Cool.
Like it is really cool looking.
Comedy mothership. That's cool.
Yeah.
That's cool, man.
And then it has these 2 rooms in it. So, and they're named after the atom bombs. I said that hit Japan. So there's Fat Man and Little Boy. So there's the Fat Man is the bigger room, and then Little Boy is the smaller room.
That's awesome. Well,
yeah,
well done, Joe.
It's pretty cool.
Where is it? It's kind of by downtown. It's just
literally on Street. So
630. Yeah, just a block or two from the freeway. Oh, right. It's right by Voodoo Donut.
Yeah,
it's like that next street over. From
it is really, it's walkable. From work. From work.
Yeah, that's what I was curious. Like you said, it's down the street from work, which is cool too. If you ever had a thing to go to, you've got a place to park, and you can get there early because you just go to the office for a little bit.
Exactly.
A place to hang out. Easy.
No, but I glad you got to go see Tay.
Yeah, thanks, man.
It has to be a cool experience. So, like I said, experience at least the first stop on the tour too. Like
it was cool
because she's energized, like she's kicking things off.
Yeah,
like I said,
exactly.
she's not drained and
nobody knows what to expect.
Exactly.
Yeah, like I looked on like all the pictures I took. I was just far enough away to not take good pictures, really. But like, right, I looked on Twitter and stuff, and like the Getty images are out there now, right, from the professional photographers. But it's cool because all the pictures, are from the one show that I was at, because there's only one show so far. So it's cool. Right, that'll change tonight, but yeah, it was fun. I'm glad I got to go. It was tough. Remember, we talked about it was super tough to get tickets. She did slam Ticketmaster kind of nicely. Just she said that she made a joke about it not being easy to get in there. Like, right, you had to fight to be there that in the crowd that night, and that was accurate. So it was a good time. I appreciate any Ticketmaster jokes because they suck.
They keep on screwing stuff up. I was just reading the other day because I said The Cure
is
going back out on tour again.
Really?
Yeah, and so apparently I said when The Cure launched a whole bunch of ticket sales.
Oh, I saw that. Yeah.
And then I said The Cure ripped into Ticketmaster just because they started charging all these crazy fees and stuff for like premium premium surge pricing, this, that, and the other.
It's ridiculous, man. Like I saw somebody on Twitter like before the show, and they posted what section they were in, and it was like it wasn't on the floor, it was on the side or something, and they said it was like $1,000, but like it was $1,000 because Ticketmaster jacked up the price. Remember, because I paid 300 something for ours on the floor, which weren't even available during that sale. Like Ticketmaster is it's just mind boggling. Like it doesn't make any sense how they do their business and how they get away with it. So I guess the more people that bring attention to it, the better. Maybe this is finally like, maybe the Taylor Swift thing is finally the push to bring some more attention to it and maybe change things, because it's been decades that they've just been horrible.
I think that I still don't think they're going to change.
No, I know. I mean, Ed brings up a good point too, right? Pearl Jam tried to warn about Ticketmaster like 30 years ago. I remember that because Ticketmaster was like the one band who right. I don't think they even sold their tickets through them, and at that time, that was like a big deal. They're like, "This is dumb. Like, we just don't want to do that." I had asked some other questions here too. So he says, did Taylor Swift have the option to purchase a digital copy of the concert afterwards? Not that I'm aware of. Like, I didn't get anything, so I don't think that's coming. Maybe like when it's all done. I don't know. I mean, that's interesting.
Here's what she should do, and here's what I think more artists should do, because I enjoyed this experience the other day. Like, I'm not even a huge fan. Actually, I'm not a fan at all. I said of The Weeknd, right? I said, yeah. It's just like I said, I got curious. I said because there was a live stream special. I said of The Weeknd's concert on HBO Max, like where they live streamed it and then they basically made it available for play afterwards. I actually watched the live stream of it. I'm like, I have no interest in this, but but
you got sucked in because it was live.
I got sucked in because it was live, and then Netflix did that with that Chris Rock special.
Oh, okay. I didn't know that. I knew he had a special that came out recently, but I didn't know it was live.
They had actually live streamed it. I said before they actually made it available just for play on Netflix, which is interesting, right? Just because they live streamed it. They actually edited some of the stuff out because I said he referenced a wrong movie when he was basically saying he was enjoying getting Will Smith beat beat to a pulp. He referenced the wrong movie, but then Netflix went in and edited that part out. I said, but I actually saw that live just because they actually made the joke live because it was live. So I don't know. I think more artists should do that. I'm like, I actually don't mind watching the live events at home. Like, especially now,
that's a great idea.
4K and 8K screens and stuff like that, and nice sound systems. Like, it's actually pretty cool watching a concert actually from home.
Yeah. I completely agree. Like, especially if it's things that are selling out. Like this one, you can make the case that like the demand's there, and you're not really missing out on any revenue, because it's not like the venues are going to go unsold because you can say, oh, I just watched this at home. Like, I don't have to go. Like, so maybe she does it like I don't know, like maybe later on in the tour or something, they do something like that, because she had a Netflix special or two that they did, like the Reputation tour, where there's like a recap of it, or maybe she just prefers it to be edited better. I don't know. But yeah, I mean, they have the nice cameras, right? They have that screen. That's where that footage is coming from. It exists out there in the world. So I'm sure there's at least going to be some type of like Netflix or Apple TV special coming sometime soon. I also am not a fan of The Weeknd.
No,
I might have like I don't know. He's okay, but like
I'm not a fan at all. But I'm like I don't know how it happened. I'm like I think I was just so bored, and then I'm like oh, I saw this little I saw an icon.
I feel like the live thing would. Didn't Elton John do that too? Like Disney did like an Elton John one where it was live.
Yeah,
I feel like I saw the Elton John thing live too, and I'm not really a fan of Elton John.
Yeah,
but
it
like,
showed up weird in my HBO Max app, and I'm like,
yeah,
I'm like, huh? I'm like, and I turned it on, and I'm like, oh, it's fucking Weeknd.
Yeah,
I'm like, eh. And I started playing on my phone. I had it in the background.
It's interesting. That's definitely one way that streaming companies can kind of start to bring in some new people.
Yeah,
I mean, like if you are a big fan of The Weeknd or Elton John or whatever, I mean, you didn't have a subscription, like I feel like that would get you to sign up. Or like Taylor Swift, right? Like if you did not have, you couldn't get Taylor Swift concert tickets, maybe you talk your mom into buying you, Netflix so you guys can watch together or whatever.
They would make so much money. So much
money. Yeah, right. That's one way to increase your subscription base, more so than just a random movie or a TV show or something.
Well, and it's probably a lot cheaper than like syndicating an entire like TV show, right? Like
I feel like, yeah, it should be. I mean, it's a one and done, like one night. Yeah, there's some setup, but like I said, there's already cameras there, so it shouldn't be that hard.
Well, I
don't know. I like it. I think
even the rights, right? Like, so there can't be like too much. Like, oh, here, like you think? Like, said an episode of Mandalorian, I think they said was like $5 million an episode, or like something crazy.
It's a lot, yeah.
Like, hey, I'm sure Tay, here's $5 million. Let me just live stream this. I'm like, okay,
okay, right, yeah, absolutely. And live stream it so your fans who didn't get tickets get to watch it sold, right?
Exactly.
Like you're not doing it for the money necessarily, even though you're happy to take the paycheck, but you're doing it for the people,
the people.
Right, and then you announce it, and you do the dig at Ticketmaster.
Exactly.
And be like, because the sales got so botched, we're gonna throw this live on Netflix Saturday, June 3rd. Like everybody come hang out. Like you make it a big deal. Maybe do some special merch or something.
Mm-hmm.
Like again, money, please. Yeah, I like it because I did hear I saw there's a thing going on with the sports right now. Like the cable channel that streams the Diamondbacks and 6 or 7 other teams kind of in this area, like West Coast, they haven't paid their bill to Major League Baseball for the rights to publish their stuff. And baseball season's starting here within the month. So the league itself is taking over the broadcasting of those games. And so I was reading an article about it, right? It's just because TV, like the DirecTV and all the cable subscriptions are way, way down. And yeah, I mean, that makes sense. But if these companies aren't able to pay their bills, specifically for kind of an important, it's something people are probably tuning into, more so than HDTV or something. I feel like people still like sports. Those channels can't even pay their bills, so it's the whole cable TV thing's gotta be on its way out, man. It's almost dead, right? It's going the way of Blockbuster real quick.
It has to be. Well, it's just even over the air TV. I'm surprised over the air
network.
TV is still a thing.
Yeah, same. I was surprised. There was I forget what the stats were, right? I think 2 years ago, from 2021 to 20 or 2020 to 2021, they had a significant drop, but then it was even more this year, it cut in half and then half again. And it's definitely on its way out. But that's where the streaming services, again, because there's so many of them, if Netflix or HBO Max can start grabbing a hold of some of these ideas, let's start live streaming concerts or go get the sports because I don't know how to watch. I don't know how to watch sports. Right? I don't know how to watch sports legally. With that, like my friend was over. Like he likes football. We were gonna watch some football games. Like I found the soap today for football games. So like we watched a football game. But like other than that, like I don't know how to watch this stuff. I'm not the direct. I'm not the main demographic. But like if you don't want to sign up for a Sunday ticket and spend all that money or whatever for the whole year, like how do you watch just one football game?
Yeah,
I don't think you can. Or NCAA, like I don't have like the March Madness things going on right now, right? Didn't you used to watch that on like NBC or something in the afternoons? Like, how do you even watch that stuff?
Well, and then even speaking of that, right? I said even the sports teams are getting interesting. Black Brent has right.
Yeah, right.
The boomers. Yep, 100%. When I had my mom living with me for a little bit.
Yeah.
Weird enough situation that was. Like I literally had, like I said, because I said she couldn't work the Netflix. I said the streaming accounts, and so I literally had to sign up. I said for TV,
awesome.
I said for TV, just so it was like all TV was actually had like a menu and a TV remote, and like without
what she was used to,
like what she was used to, right?
Mm-hmm.
Like that was weird. But no, what I was gonna say though was, like I said, even sports teams are getting interesting, just because. Did you know that I said, coming up in the first week of April, I can watch the San Antonio Spurs in Austin. So there's a travel. I said they're basically doing an experiment
really?
where
they're literally coming to.
They're taking NBA teams and putting them, like I said, temporarily in other cities. Not that they're doing work on any of the arenas or anything else. Like, hey, guess what? Let's just go ahead and try this. Let's see. Austin's been a hip and happening spot. Let's put some basketball games there.
Interesting. Right. The Trailblazers and the Minnesota Timberwolves are coming to town for. I look right. There's a Thursday game and a Saturday game. Interesting.
Yeah. It's crazy, like how. Like things, and like so they built this new arena. I said,
yeah.
I said, I don't even know. I don't think this was open. I said, I think this opened up right after you had left.
I think it did too. I remember seeing something about it.
But yeah, it's crazy awesome arena that's downtown, but it has like random stuff in it, like everything from basketball games. I said to concerts, to Monster Jam, to like iHeart Country festivals and.
Kid Rock.
Kid Rock. I said I just bought Blink-182 tickets.
Nice.
So we got that. But the funny thing is, it's not a big venue. So like
I wouldn't imagine it was big enough. Like it's not as big as the Spurs arena. Like
no.
But I mean, I guess they can sell it out because people are going to be excited.
Because I just went to this arena back in I think it was like December. Well, in December, yeah, because I saw Bill Burr. I saw Bill Burr. I said at this place, and I'm like, it was tiny. It's tiny. Like I said, it basically holds. Like I said, it's like a college basketball. Like I said, it's essentially a college basketball court. Because it's attached.
Yeah, okay.
It's attached to the UT, right?
Yeah.
But it's not that big of an arena. Like
no, I've only been to I've been to the Sun Devils, right? ASU, and that stadium it's old, but it's so much smaller than like the Suns arena.
Yeah,
like, so much smaller. I'm sure this one's a little bit bigger than that because it's newer and more state of the art. But yeah, I mean, it's maybe half the size of like probably where the Spurs or like the Mavericks or Suns play. So.
But yeah, it's weird. Like when that's like the only venue in town, but that's where like, oh yeah, let's throw all these big names like here. But then they started basically doing this random thing where like, oh yeah, let's put basketball games there. Let's see if it works. It,
right? And but I mean, like it's a way to make some more money.
Yeah.
It's a way to test like expansion too, right? Like I remember they were talking about like moving a football team to Austin. Right? Was it one of the football? I forget who, but they were trying to. When I lived there, they were talking about maybe one of the unpopular football teams moving to Austin. But like one of the arguments was it's so close to Dallas and like Houston, like maybe the market couldn't support it. Well, this is a good way to test. Like, hey, maybe the market would support like a professional team. Like
exactly.
Vegas too, right? Vegas for the longest time before they got the Raiders. That was kind of one of the knocks on Nevada was they thought maybe it was too small, but they're doing fine.
Vegas is not too small for anything.
No, but right, I could see an NBA team doing a couple games in Vegas. I mean, again, just to test it and
100%.
prove to the league, like, hey, we have the appetite. Like, give us a shot.
Give us a shot.
That's cool. I did not know that, but that is cool. All right, so I've been thinking about, like, we have a random surprise topic that I did not tell Jeremy what it was.
Surprise topic.
I had been thinking about this for a little while. I had started on it when we were talking about doing the podcast earlier today. I knew there was a chance Scott wasn't going to be able to join, so it was going to be just me and Jeremy. And I'm like, we got some stuff, but I don't know if we have enough to fill up an episode. So I had been thinking about this for a minute. That we needed an emergency topic. So Jeremy, I'm totally putting you on the spot.
All right, lay it on me.
But let me see how I share my screen real quick. I should know how to present. I'm looking for share your screen, but I'm looking for present. Share audio. Yes. There we go. All right, here comes the preview of what we're going to be doing for the next 10 to 15 minutes.
Nice.
Hold, please.
No audio. I can't hear the audio. I can't hear the audio.
You can't hear it? Nope.
Yes.
Screw the audio. King of the Hill trivia.
Yes.
I'll figure out how to insert the audio.
I'm going
to
be so good at this.
King of the Hill trivia. So we've talked about this way too often. That I've been rewatching King of the Hill. I'm almost done with another rewatch.
You are the only other person that I know of that has probably just as much of an affinity for King of the Hill as I do.
Yeah, I completely agree. And I feel like you're going to kill it, and this is going to be super easy. I feel like I've thrown a few hard ones in there. I think there's 13 questions and a bonus question.
All right.
But we'll see how hard I made this. We could always do this again too, and I'll try to make it harder.
All right.
Ed's on board. So 13 questions. Let's see what we've got for question number 1. Starts off a little easy, right? So question 1, who is the spokesperson for the Megalomart?
Mr. Chuck Mangione.
Well done, Chuck Mangione.
It feels so good.
Easy, right? Yeah, had to get you warmed up with a nice easy one. I feel like that's a deep cut. All right. I feel like that's kind of a deep cut. Like, people might not, like, if you're a casual King of the Hill fan, you might forget Chuck Mangione's name. So question number 2. What is the name of the country club where Khan and Min are always trying to become members?
It's the Nine Rivers Country Club.
Well done. Nine Rivers Country Club.
The all Asian country club of Arlington, Texas.
Yeah. Isn't there an episode where, like, Hank, they want Hank to go because he's a white guy just to make it more diverse or whatever?
And then he wins a round of golf with Tiger Woods.
I vaguely remember that. I don't think I've watched that one quite yet. Again. All right.
Oh, like I said, I've seen these episodes.
I know.
An unhealthy amount of time.
I feel like you're gonna crush it, and maybe I should have done a little bit more deep cuts. But these ones are easy.
Hey,
these were the warm ups.
So warming up,
right? Because again, I didn't tell you this was coming. This was a surprise. So, all right. Question number 3. What is the name of the former Dallas Cowboys quarterback that attempts to throw a football inside a large Alamo beer can to win $100,000 for Hank?
It's not Roger Staubach, because that's his haircut that he always goes after.
You're right. The Roger Staubach.
What the heck? It's right on the tip of my tongue. It's the episode's name is A Beer Can Named Desire. I even know the episode name this is from. I'm just trying to remember the actual player's name.
Would you like a hint?
Yes. Give me
his nickname is Dandy.
Oh, Dandy Don Meredith.
There you go.
Yes.
Dandy Don Meredith.
Yeah, Dandy Don Meredith. Yep. Okay.
Yeah. Quarterback for the Cowboys. And a great episode.
Yeah.
All right. I mean, again, like, put on the spot. Some of these are a little rough. Yeah, like, if it's not super fresh in your mind.
That was a good one. That was a good one.
All right. Question number 4. What condition did Bobby develop from eating too much deli meat?
Well, it's because he's eating chicken liver. I said the Louis Anderson. I said, which is a chopped chicken liver sandwich. I said he develops gout. I said from the Hollywood deli.
Well done. You're right, gout. I absolutely love this picture too. Right, with the disease of the Middle Ages, Bobby's got his big toe just out.
And then he gets a cane, and then he asks, "Does it come with a hat?"
Yeah. Great episode. All right, next question. Number 5. Which country music star stole a song from Peggy?
Mr. Randy Travis.
Well done, Randy Travis.
I got a Boggle trophy.
Yeah. Right, growing up in Montana. Yep. Yeah, right. It was the obvious ripoff. All right. Let's see. Question number 6. Which actor provided the voice for the flying Hawaiian David Kalaiki Ali, or however you pronounce that?
Oh, I'm bad at the voices.
This one I didn't know. It was in the news recently. That'll be kind of the hint that this person is in the news the last week or two.
It's not The Rock, is it?
No, close. I didn't know this one. It's Academy Award winner Brendan Fraser.
What?
Yeah, I had no idea.
I had no idea.
That's the only voice.
I know his. I said I know David Kalaiki.
I heard it.
I know David Kalaiki.
Yeah.
His mom sells insurance because I said she's actually in an episode basically when Hank basically gets backs into Khan in the driveway. Like,
right.
Like
the I think the thing I saw like on Twitter was right, Brendan Fraser won the Academy Award, but it probably should have been David's mom because she's the one who puts on the performance about how David was special.
Yep. And the award goes
Ed's
to me.
Yeah. Right, it was perfect. Ed's got a good cut too back for the Randy Travis one. Right, she tried to kill him with the apple brown Betty. She made Brooks and Dunn sick, right?
Correction, she didn't make it as a person. It's after I said Luann and Bobby dropped it. I said in a cow pie in a field, and they scooped it back up into the tray, and then it made them sick.
That's right. That was a good episode.
That was a good.
His trailer going in the water and stuff.
Yeah, I think that was the season 2. I said a season 2 or season 3 like finale.
Okay, yeah, it was an early one. All right, this is the only voice actor one. This is only a voice actor question because I just learned that one this past week. So next question, number 7. It's a gimme. Finish this phrase. Death 2? Oh, come on. It's a city.
Oh.
A real city.
Durndal.
In Texas. No, close.
Denton. Death to Denton.
Death
to Denton. Death to Denton.
I only threw that one in there because we talked about that one.
I'm like, Death to Denton, because she answers the phone. I said, Death to Denton.
Yeah. Like that. It's one of the football episodes, right? Because Arlen High is going to play Denton for an important game. It might have made the Flying Hawaiian one.
Yeah, and then John Redcorn is like, "Well, I do not wish." I said, "This is death to the people of Denton. I do wish a crushing."
Yeah, and I remember I threw that one in because I remember you and I like just talking like Texas stuff, like Den's up by like Dallas, right? Like I just remember talking about the King of the Hill things that we kind of experienced in real life. However, the only Denton related image I could find, right, was Peggy saying, "Great, Denton, gateway to Durndal." So the other D city. So
the other D city. Nice.
All right, next one. Question 8. What is the name of John Redcorn's band?
That is Big Mountain Fudge Cake.
Well done. Big Mountain Fudge Cake it is. With Lucky, the first appearances of Lucky, I believe.
Who is actually, I said, who in real life? Mr. Tom Petty.
Right? Yep. Yeah. Rest in peace, Tom
and
Petty.
I said, you know who the you know who the other guy is, right?
No.
He's what's that country guy?
That dude over, I don't know who that is.
I'm trying to remember. I said the country artist because there's an episode where they said his new CD comes out and they actually reference his CD, and they actually, when Khan becomes a hillbilly,
they steal it, right?
Go and steal his CD.
Yeah. Okay, I didn't know that. That's funny. I don't remember who it is either, but I know that episode.
It's gonna drive me nuts. I'm gonna have to look it up in a
Yeah,
little bit.
Google it.
But that's another artist.
Yeah, I didn't know that, but I do specifically because it was such a random moment in that episode with Khan, where they're like, the new CD comes out at midnight and like the store is closed. Well, we're gonna go steal it. I'm like, why are they gonna steal the CD? That makes sense now. I get the joke. All right. Next question, number 9. What is the name of Reverend Stroop's homemade dish that Bobby eats all of it?
Lutefisk.
Well done. I
Yes.
thought that was a hard one just because it's so weird. But
Yes,
for whatever, that one's
when
been stuck in my head for a while.
Because he said he uses Cotton's matches from a strip club in Houston.
Right.
A strip club in Houston. He burns down the church.
Yep, because Bobby was the man with the terrible smell.
It wasn't me. It was the man with the terrible smell. Oh, Trace Adkins.
It's a good
Trace
episode.
Adkins. That's who it was.
Okay. Yeah. Okay. I've heard of that guy before. All right. A couple more. Number 10. All right. When new neighbors move into the neighborhood, what name does Caleb call Hank? It's more of a little song.
Oh, dusty old bones full of green dust.
Well done. Dusty old bones full of green dust. Stupid and random. But that's one of those things that gets, after watching that episode, gets stuck in my head.
Dusty old bones full of green dust.
Yeah. I figured you'd be able to pull that one out.
Yep.
Well done. All right. A couple more. Question number 11. Which former governor of Texas did Bill date?
Miss Ann Richards.
Well done. Ann Richards. And I included this photo from those banners that they had in Houston that you and I saw when we were walking around downtown Houston at Comic Palooza. And we both knew who Ann Richards was only because
of King
she
of the
was
Hill.
on King of the Hill.
Yes.
Yeah.
Hey, that's a good representation of her on King of the Hill. Like I said,
It is. Good arts,
it looks like her.
Yeah, it totally does, right? It was a good episode. That's the one where they meet her in Austin too. Like that's the only time. I think that's like the only time that they go to Austin, Texas.
Yeah, because Hank basically moons. I said
Yes.
Hank moons her in the glass elevator.
Yep. Which they do have I've seen glass elevators in Austin, so it's a thing. All right, cool. That was a fun one. I think there's one more and a bonus.
All right.
So, question number 12. This one's kind of hard. I saved it for last. Where did Hank work before joining Strickland Propane?
Jeans West.
Nice, Sarah. Well done. Jeans West. I wasn't sure if you'd get that one because it's super random.
It's super random.
But they do talk about it a couple times.
They got about it a couple times. So that's where Buck found him. I said when he asked him to basically come work for Strickland.
Yep. Very, very, very nice. Well done. All right. One more bonus one. This one's just for fun. Which popular restaurant do they serve in the food court at Arlen High School?
Taco Bueno.
That's right. Taco Bueno.
In the food.
That's right. Taco Bueno.
Yes.
Yeah. In the food court at the high school. Well done. Good job, Jerry.
Good.
You got most of them. There's like the Don Meredith,
the Don Meredith one,
random names. Brendan Fraser.
Yeah, it's the voice actors out. Like in terms of I said the story arcs in the episodes and stuff like that. Like I've seen. I said I've probably seen King of the Hill front to back, like at least 15 to 20 times. Like I've lost count. Yeah. It is my favorite background show. Like I said, when I'm eating dinner or doing anything else, like I said, I will throw King of the Hill on. Like it's something I could watch over and over and over again, which I'm actually kind of nervous. I said about them rebooting it. Yeah. Like I said, just because I have such an affinity for King of the Hill. Like
I would hope that they wouldn't bother unless it was going to be good, right? Like they had a plan and they knew kind of like storyline and all that stuff of how to make it good.
Well, it's I'm just hoping, like I said, they just don't take any modern culture or any modern topics. I said, because I said what makes that show is because I said they're so basically basic and like I said, Peggy's Peggy, like I said, Hank is Hank, and like I said, don't try to make them any other way. Like,
I don't know.
That's what has me nervous.
Yeah, I feel like they are going to feel like they have to, because they're going to have to update it.
Yeah, I think they're going to feel like they're going to have to update it and I'm
Like-
scared about that.
Like there's an episode of The Simpsons recently, like in this last season, where it's kind of like out of context, right? It's like a one-off, but like they are YouTube stars. Like they do like vlogs and stuff. Like I could see something similar for like Bobby. Like, right, Bobby is trying to do like YouTube stuff for comedy or something.
Yeah.
I could see them working in like the modern stuff that wasn't a thing, in the mid 2000s or whenever it was on. That trying to update it that way.
And even the modern stuff, I don't mind that aspect. I'm talking about, let's say, just like just the stories themselves, right? Like, don't make don't make Peggy still. Like I said, because I said in the episodes, right? I said, and they poked fun at Peggy, and I said, I have nothing against women and stuff like that, right? But they make fun of Peggy. I said a lot. I said during the episodes, right?
They do.
So, for example, like when Peggy buys her PhD, I said when she buys her PhD, like, and like I said, just like her Peggyisms, like I said, it just. Don't update the character. I said go with like the modern times. I said, don't update the character of Hank. I said to go with modern times. I'm like, just leave them alone. Like, so they are who they are. But it's something that I'm just wanting.
I think it's going to be okay. I think like they talked about a reboot for a while. Like it didn't happen a couple years ago. So I hope that means they've got, a season worth of storylines and ideas to keep it fresh, but still, like you said, keep kind of the characters with like the root of who they always were.
Yeah. Like, so as long as they do that, I'll be good. It's just like, because South Park kind of, I said, they kind of changed some of the characters around to kind of fit some of the modern times. And it doesn't really work. Like, it just changed. It changed some of the aspects of the show.
And you're right. Like the characters are like what makes it. And if you, like you said, right, Peggy's the substitute Spanish teacher who doesn't speak Spanish good. Like if you try to change kind of that whole like kind of dim part of Peggy, it's not going to be the same.
I had no idea about this.
Which part?
So in the very first season, right? I said they have remember the band? I said Kane Scatterberg. Like I said, when
not really,
you'll recognize it as soon as I show you. Let me show you. This guy. I said when they basically go to the paintball and basically the whole paintball episode.
Yes.
Do you know who that is? That is in real life?
No.
It's Dre Cool from Green Day.
Oh, really?
Yes, I had no idea.
No,
I went to basically all singers who've been so like Tom Petty, obviously, Trace Adkins, Willie Nelson, obviously, ZZ Top was in there.
That's a memorable
Gene
one.
Simmons was the Christian the dad of the Christian rock singer when Bobby becomes a Christian rock singer.
I did not know that.
Kid Rock, was in there.
The ones for themselves are easy.
The ones for themselves are easy. Melissa Etheridge was the hippie. Like
I didn't know that.
Vince Gill was the old preacher.
Okay.
I said before.
Rapport Stroop.
Yeah. All of themselves, no doubt.
Of course, no doubt. Yeah. That's the Taco Bueno episode.
Yeah. Johnny Depp was the yoga guy. I had no idea about that.
I didn't know that.
Snoop Dogg. I said that one. That one of my favorite.
Alabaster.
Alabaster.
Yeah.
He just ran a red light.
Yeah.
The Dixie Chicks were the sisters. I said that one. I
did not know that.
No.
Yeah. From another great episode.
Mr. Chuck Mangione. But yeah.
Chuck, yeah. Interesting. I think that like The Simpsons is known for having a ton of celebrity voice guests and stuff, but King of the Hill's right up there. I bet if you just that list you had right there. That's the ones who aren't themselves. People. Like I didn't know. Yeah, that's
because like I said, I think Brad Pitt was Boomhauer's brother.
Yeah, that one I knew. He's pretty major. Wasn't Reese Witherspoon in an episode?
Reese Witherspoon was in one.
There's a lot. Brendan Fraser, obviously.
Brendan Fraser. Like I had no idea.
Yeah. Interesting.
Yeah. Also, from putting the trivia together, I said that was good. That was good.
Yeah. Thank you.
I hope I did you proud. I hope I did you proud.
No, You nailed it. I well, and I like selfishly, I was hoping you would at least miss one, and you did, so we're good. But right, I wanted to make it just hard enough, and I feel like I did a good job. Right, there were a few softballs that were just for jokes because there are things that you and I have talked about over the years. So I had to include them, and I literally didn't start this up until like 2 hours ago. So
No,
I pieced it together super
done.
fast.
Well done.
Ed's got one thing before we wrap up. Right, Ed brings up a really good point. Right, Tom Petty and Brittany Murphy have both passed away. So it'd be interesting how they explain, Lucky and Luann not being there. I feel like that's an easy. They just moved away, right? Like,
Yeah,
so,
they just moved away.
And do something at the end, like this episode's for.
They went to go live with Lucky's sister because remember Lucky's sister was all put together. She wasn't actually a hillbilly. She was like said actually.
Yeah, right. I think that's one's fairly easily solved. They have to address it. I feel like because there were such major characters, they have to acknowledge it. But I think you could do it in a fun way, right? Yeah, right. They moved to Arizona or they moved to Austin or like whatever. Like they can be close by. They just won't be there. Or maybe they call on the phone every once in a while and you can't hear their voice, but they're doing okay. That's all that matters.
Yeah, they got to treat him right. But Larry, I said when they said that is the one shining thing about Phoenix Fan Fusion. I said right.
Yes,
as I said, is you get to meet Peggy.
So, yeah, I'm excited. They haven't announced anybody new since last week. Surprise, surprise. Yeah, definitely gonna.
I'm gonna need I need that's the old hookup. I said with a Peggy autograph. Like
yeah, I'll have to send you that picture that I was gonna get and see if you like it too. It's got everybody on it, so I thought it'd be good in case other people show up, including Jonathan Joss, who Ed mentioned a little while ago, right? The voice of John Redcorn for the majority of the season, because I think something happened to this Victor guy. I don't remember. I looked it up one time, but he's predominantly the voice of John Redcorn. So
John Redcorn.
Yeah, so good times, a fun, super random episode. If you like the STS Guys, guess what? You can follow us on Instagram at STS Guys. We are also on Twitter at STS Guys, and we're on Facebook at the STS Guys. And I am Larry from the STS Guys.
Shilling like a villain.
Shilling like a villain.
Ding 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 ding. Ding 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 ding.
And if you can't wake up,
ding ding
ding ding ding ding ding. If you can't wake up in the morning like I can't, get yourself some Lost Astronaut Coffee Company. Not only does it have a whole bunch of caffeine to help you start your day, you can also represent the brand with some fun merch. Use the link in our Instagram bio to save on your first order. Lost Astronaut Coffee Company. It's the best.
It's the best.
And if you like podcasts, well, I've got a few friends who have some podcasts.
I don't have friends. I got family.
That's right. Our podcast family. We need, like, the drops are classic. We're going to read the whole list. Talking Pops. Shout out to those guys. Pop Collectors Alliance, Secondary Years, Average Nerd Podcast, Nerdy Curious, Movie Read Takes the Toy Rewind Podcast, 3 beers, and a mic. Cookie, just a little podcast. He was in the chat earlier. Thank you for stopping by.
Thanks, Cookie.
Raw Boys isn't a thing anymore. So, but yeah, check out those podcasts. Check out acrossthestreamsmedia.com because that's still a thing.
It is.
Check out a Galactic. Yeah, I think so, sort of. Check out Galactic Brat, who's a great streamer. Thank you for stopping by. Thank you to Ed and Jessica for hanging out too. You guys are awesome. We appreciate you. Yeah, that's all I got.
Awesome. Like I said, everyone, thanks for hanging out. Thanks. Like I said, I like these. I said these 2-person episodes every now and again. Like they we can make it work.
We avoid it sometimes, but we probably should lean into it, and we can figure out some stuff.
We can definitely figure it out.
I like our best episodes are the weird ones that we sort of plan. Like, just straight takes that 1% planning and the rest winging it.
It wouldn't be the STS Guys if it wasn't if we did it any other way.
Exactly. Right, at least 99% winging it most of the time.
Yes,
that is our way.
All right. So for episode 236, I said of the STS Guys, I've been Jeremy.
Hey, it's Larry.
And we're the STS Guys. Have a great night, everyone. Bye. Bye-bye.
Okay, bye. Hold on.